Hey dudes and dudettes, Mr. Theorist here, and welcome back to another theory video. This theory video is about Star Wars The Last Jedi. So, why am I doing a Star Wars The Last Jedi sort of theory video? Kind of getting myself kind of excited. Not too excited at the moment, it's kind of one of the downsides of the fact we're going to get a Star Wars movie almost every year. It's kind of like, we can't hype ourselves up for the big ones. Big fans and hardcores, we'll get there. By the time the first proper trailer comes out, we're like, oh my god, Star Wars! But anyway, this is a theory video on what I reckon is kind of going to be the baseline plot of Episode 8, Last Jedi, and Episode 9. I'm going to kind of theorise on what I reckon might happen in Episode 9, and possibly what the title could be, because there's the theory going around saying that all of the new trilogy, their titles kind of mixed to make a title. So, not mixed, they kind of merged together to make titles. So you got The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and then we got whatever the last one will be. And at the end of the video, I'll try to give an idea on what I reckon the last one will be called. So, let's just jump straight into it. The Last Jedi. What do I reckon we mean by The Last Jedi? Well, initially, I thought it was going to mean just one Jedi person, and I built a theory around the idea, like, I can kind of get where The Last Jedi thing could come from. Same time, as I was doing this, it got revealed that in other languages, The Last Jedi is a plural, because Jedi can mean single or plural. And I was like, well, my theory kind of still works, especially if you take on the idea that maybe at the beginning of the movie, it means multiple Jedi, but then by the end of possibly Episode 9, there is only one. Okay, to understand kind of some of the things I'm going to be theorising about, you possibly have to go back and watch a couple of my other videos. The first video on my channel, which is Who I Believe Rey Is. I'll put a link in the description to all these theories. I theorise on who I reckon Rey is. Also I did another small theory where I reckon that something's going to happen with Finn. Or something already has, and it'll get revealed what the thing is in the next movie. So, if you've seen those videos, awesome. If you haven't, please go check them out, either now or after this video, so you can kind of get a better understanding and kind of where I'm coming from with my theories. So, with the Rey one, I jumped basically on the bandwagon that she is Luke's daughter, and the reason why she is on Jakku and Luke is in exile. My other theory is that Finn is a sleeper agent, an assassin, to take out Luke. And in that theory I explain about that. So, The Last Jedi. Who are The Last Jedi? In my personal opinion, I think The Last Jedi is Rey and Kylo Ren, not Luke. I think that Luke is going to turn out to not have any Force powers, and that's one of the reasons why he's in exile. One is because of what he did to Rey, and another is because of what he did to Rey, he lost his Force ability. So he puts himself in exile to meditate, maybe even gain a connection to the Force again, but also just kind of step out and going, yeah, there's war coming, they're going to rely on my Force powers, which I don't have, so I'll step out, and that way hopefully they won't rely on it. It's probably why he had kind of a grim look when someone came to look for him, like, I tried to walk away. But yeah, that's why I think Luke isn't going to be one of the Last Jedi. Rey, we've very much seen that Rey has Force abilities, both good and evil. If you've seen another one of my theories, you'll know what I mean by she's got good and evil abilities. Something that will probably reveal in Episode 9. But yeah, obviously she's going to be one of the Last Jedi, because the Force has awakened her. And why Kylo Ren? Well, Kylo Ren isn't a Sith. Yes, he is at the moment a Sith apprentice, and he did the horrific thing of, spoilers if you haven't seen the movie Force Awakens, if you haven't by now, I don't fully understand why you're watching Star Wars theory videos, but okay. Yeah, he killed Han, and for that most people are like, we must have him die now. No, this is all part of the transition of the character. It's a better way of showing someone fall to the dark side. but for different reasons than, no, I want to save the love of my life. Anakin. Yeah. And so, from what I personally feel about Kylo Ren is that he feels everyone abandoned him. And I do talk about that kind of in the Rey theory that I did. That because he feels everyone abandoned him, it's like, well, what am I going to do? I am a strong Force user. My grandfather was as well. My mum hasn't shown any Force ability specifically. And my uncle, well, he's disappeared on me. Well, what am I going to do? So that's when Snoke grabbed him and he realised that, okay, maybe the dark side is my true path. But I think that we're going to find out as the trilogy goes along that, no, the good side is your true path, Kylo Ren. And he's going to become one of the last Jedi to exist. Other points is Finn. What's Finn's character going to be in episode 8? As I said, I think he's going to be a sleeper agent. I think that when he... I can't remember exactly what the quote was. But when Captain Phasma was like... I think it was reconditioning or something they said to him. And then the movie goes on a bit and you see him go to rescue Poe. You don't know whether he went straight to rescue Poe or whether he supposedly went to reconditioning. But you assume that because of the way he's still acting... like, okay, I don't want to be part of the Empire anymore, that obviously he didn't go to reconditioning. My theory suggests that he did, and what they did is because they saw who he was becoming, that he was no longer going to be part of the First Order, that it was like, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to leave a little program inside him, that when he sees Luke, in case we don't get to him in time, takes out Luke. And potentially that could happen. We've already lost Han Solo. I don't think they'll kill Carrie Fisher off, but very potentially could kill Luke off. Especially as like the big for the middle film could be, yeah, that Luke dies by Finn's hand and then we're like, no! And then Finn will have to be redeemed as well. So yeah, that's what I reckon kind of is going to be the big things of episode 8, is we're going to find out that Luke has no abilities, that it's going to be very much focused on him and Rey kind of bonding again as father and daughter, and he has to fully explain himself, and Rey will go through emotions of being abandoned yet understanding why, and then we're going to have her an awesome montage of her becoming probably ponytailed and more of a ponytail and getting a lightsaber properly, building it herself, and like really cool. We're actually going to see someone properly progress as a Jedi in a proper Jedi temple. And then Kylo Ren will probably become a Sith Lord, but then find out he's not. But I think they're going to be the main focuses, is that Rey and Kylo are the last Jedi, Luke is no longer, Finn is probably going to attempt or actually assassinate Luke, even though he doesn't want to. But then episode 9, what's going to happen in that? Well, if you've seen my latest theory before this one, I talk about how the Star Wars universe seems to be building to something. That we've had hints about it, is that there is a prophecy about someone who is the chosen one, who will bring balance to the Force. And we've seen a couple of like attempts at this, where Anakin, they were like, well, we'll train Anakin, the Sith are coming back, and you train Anakin, he'll bring balance to the Force, destroy the Sith, everything we find, everything's good again. That's not the point, is the Force has to be balanced. Light and evil have to coexist or not exist at all. I go into more details in that, but essentially I think episode 9 we're going to find out that Rey is this chosen one. But it's not about destroying all the Jedi or destroying all the Sith. It's about one person being part of the Force itself and being able to encompass the light and the dark. And we've seen Rey do this. Again, if you've seen my video, you feel I'm treading but back into that theory. But that's the idea, is that because Rey is the chosen one, she has to use both sides. And in Force Awakens, when she's taking on Kylo Ren, she was getting angry. She was clearly tapping into the dark side of the Force there. But unlike Anakin in episode 2, where he killed the younglings and he was like, from that moment forth you could see he was corrupt. Rey didn't, though. She seemed still her normal self. She still seemed like a pure soul almost. And that's where it's coming from, is that I feel that she's able to tap into the light and the dark without it affecting her essence. And maybe even episode 9 will be the end of the Star Wars timeline. I know we'll more than likely know in Disney they'll milk Star Wars until it's to the point where we don't want it anymore. But I feel that episode 9 is going to be the end of it. Is way before all the movies started, the Jedi accessed the Force, it caused the imbalance, and then it's come to the part where a being who encompasses the light and the dark sort of brings the Force within themselves. We no longer get any Jedi that can ever exist again. We no longer get Sith that can exist again, because the Force has found its being. It's found quite a physical temple where it can exist with the light and the dark within itself, and eventually balance to the universe will be restored again. That's my theory, guys. That's how I reckon Last Jedi, and possibly I reckon episode 9 will be called something like Balance Restored, or Peace at Last, something like that. Because think for yourself, in the comments, write down what you think episode 9 is going to be called. Because if the first, episode 7 is The Force Awakens, we have The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, what could be episode 9 called? Me personally, I think it's going to be something like Balance Restored, or Final Peace. It's going to be something like that. Some nice sort of ending. But we're probably going to get a lot of deaths before that happens. Anyway, guys, this has been my Star Wars The Force Awakens theory, and I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, hit the like button. Comment, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think the episode 9 is going to be called. And if you would, guys, please do subscribe. And until next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye!